Good morning, world. Good morning. Another morning of mind, body, and soul reshape check in. And this is where you get to ask yourself, how am I doing today? And if for whatever reason you aren't happy with the answer, then this is a reminder that you have the power of reshaping your life, addressing the mental, the emotional, and the physical. The power is totally in your hands. Well, this morning, briefly, I want to talk to you about mindset and specifically, how do you think about yourself? If you had to describe yourself with the different words, how would you describe yourself? If I had to ask you, or if I were to ask you, what are you good at? What are your strengths? What are you working on? What do you think you have to offer in your relationships, to your profession? When you look in the mirror, who do you see? Those are very important questions, because the one thing I've learned over the years is that the way you think of yourself matters. It's very apparent to people when you're talking to them if you're someone who's confident, or if you're someone who's pessimistic or lack the confidence needed, or think you're just not good enough. And unfortunately, when you display those characteristics, then people often tend to gravitate towards whoever you present. They're going to say, well, this person just isn't good enough. Let's go for someone who's better, because you're telling them that, hey, I'm just not, that's just not me. The way I look at it is, we all have weaknesses. That's a fact. Even the most brilliant person that you come across have some area of weakness. Those are your opportunities to work on improvement, but don't dim your light on the areas that you're good at. We're all good at something. And that's a fact. I've never run into someone who just has absolutely no skills whatsoever. It doesn't matter what it is. We all have these talents and gifts. And again, if you want to embark on an endeavor and you're thinking, hey, I could do better, there's nothing wrong with thinking, I could improve here, and hey, go for it. Sign up for that extra course. Read that extra textbook that gives guidance on how you can improve in whatever area of your life that you're seeking to improve upon. But just don't give up on yourself and tell yourself that, hey, I could never do that because I just don't have those skill sets. Everything can be taught to some extent. So go for it. I'll tell you a quick story about my son. He just recently joined the track team, and he's always been very much an academic kid, not so much athletic. He loves the theater, loves the arts, and he's super talented. I was very happy when he told me he was interested in track, because for those who know me, I'm a former track athlete, sprinter, and I was decent. I wasn't that bad. And I love track and field, so I love all the events, but I love the sprinting events. So the night before his track meet, he said to me, Mom, I think my relay team, we're going to drop the baton because our exchanges are just not good. And he's fairly new to track, so a lot of the techniques he needs to work on, and he will get better because I'm his mom. No, I'm kidding. But he'll definitely be better. But that was what he said to me, and I said to him, Justin, I'll tell you this. If you're going into this race already telling yourself that you can drop the baton, it's very likely that you will. And guess what happened? They did. And they did when the first leg passed the baton to him, being the second leg. The baton was not fully exchanged, so they dropped it out of the race. And that, to me, was a classic example of mindset. If you tell yourself you're going to fail, you are most likely going to fail. I'm big on, even if I don't see a way out, I know I'm going to figure it out. I'm embarking on so many things these days, and I'm so confident that it's gonna work. I don't have everything in place now. I don't have full visibility into how, but I know it will. And I have the mindset these days, and I say it these days because I haven't always been like this. It took me a while, and because I've been able to get to this point of confidence and being motivated and self-driven, I am so committed to bringing others along the road with me, where I tell you, yes, you can, because you have the power. But it all starts here. It all starts in your mind. If you tell yourself you can't, then I'm sorry to tell you, you won't. You won't, and you're not going to, because you keep telling yourself you cannot. When you wake up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror and say, it's going to be a good day. I'm going to get by. And I'm going to get that job that I've been applying for. I'm going to get out of this situation. I'm going to get out of this house. I'm going to get out of this neighborhood. I'm going to get out of this profession. Whatever it is, I'm going to get out of this relationship. I'm going to get out of this, whatever it is that you want to get out of. You have to tell yourself you will, and even start looking ahead. I tell the story all the time about being at a job, and this wasn't just one particular job. This was actually a couple jobs where once it came to the point where I said, I don't think I'm going to be here much longer. I think it's time for me to move on. I started packing up. I started packing up any pictures I had on my desk in my office. I cleaned the office, and sometimes that's like 6 months to 1 year in advance before I even think of applying. But it's the mindset of when you know, you know, and it doesn't require any sort of magic to happen. It just requires for you to believe in yourself. So I'm challenging you this morning, whatever it is that you feel stuck in or stuck with, that you understand that it starts with believing that you can, and if you can do that, then I promise you that you will. So have a wonderful day. God bless, and remember, you can, you will, because you have the power. Bye-bye.